Hi, Jackie here, showing a layout for A Little Magpie using Simple Stories Say Cheese Classic Pooh collection. For this layout, I am going to be using day 19 of the 30 Days of Sketches, serial 17, and the design is by Sandra Lee. You can see the sketch in the top left of my screen. So I've chosen my papers, my pattern papers, so I'm going to use some papers from the 6x8 paper pad, and I'm going to cut them down to size. I think they measure about 5x5 maybe. They're not. I know they're not 6x6 because you'll see in a minute where I've used the white cardstock and it has a border around the edges and in the inside. So I'm just trimming them down to size. So obviously I'm not going to show you as I'm doing each one individually. So here are my four pieces of pattern paper. I have stuck to the design yet again. The only thing I changed was I used a 6x4 photograph as opposed to two 3x4s as in the sketch. So I'm just going to distress all the edges, obviously again not showing you every single step I do. And I've also distressed the white cardstock. I have trimmed this white cardstock down to, I think it's about 11.5 by 11.5, so that I can adhere it to the pattern paper, as you can see, and it just gives me a nice little border around the outside. I didn't gut the paper. I think that paper is one that I wouldn't have used anyway as a full sheet, so I'm all right about that. I did get the 12x12 paper collection, so I've got several other pattern sheets that I would more use as a full sheet. So I'm just going to adhere these to my white cardstock, and as you can see, it just leaves a slight white border. At the end of this, when I'm doing this voiceover, I did think what I should have done as well to give more texture, or some added texture, was to stitch around the edges of the pattern paper and that white cardstock, but I didn't. It still looks fine. I could still do that now off camera before it goes into my album. Anyway, back to what I'm doing. So I'm just going through the 6x8 paper pad just to find some plain-ish paper to go behind my photograph. I just want to have a small border around all the edges, and I do distress these. I think I distressed them off camera. So I did choose two. I chose that mint green one and the dark green, but I just thought that was a bit too heavy for it. So I go back into my paper pad and I choose this red and white check. And as there's red and white in my photograph, I will, it sort of ties in with it. Again, I only have a slight red border, but when you see the finished layout, you can see where it picks up the red in the photograph as well. So I'm just going to trim that down to size, and then I add, so I had yes I do add 3D foam to the back, again just to give it some texture and definition on my page. And then just using my ruler just to make sure I line it up, and I just put it more in the centre so it does overlap the cross section of those squares. And as you can see on my right hand side of the screen, I've already gone through my embellishment packs and chosen some of the embellishments that I think I might use on this collection. And before I do that, I'm just pointing out that on the sketch there is a pattern paper, a circular element of a pattern paper. So I didn't want it to be too busy with all those pattern papers. So what I've done is just got my circle template, and I'm going to just unstitch a single row in circle just round where that pattern paper would have been according to the sketch. I started doing the stitching, and it was more off camera than it was on camera. So I do jump ahead, and you'll see in a minute the final stitch piece as it appears. I didn't want to have my head in the shot, so I was trying to do it sitting back in my chair, and obviously when I'm editing, I could see that there was nothing, you couldn't see what I was doing, but there it is. There's the close-up of me, the hand stitching, and I'm going back to my embellishment tray. And you get these embellishment trays from A Little Magpie. I will leave a link in the description box below. They're really handy. I've got the set of 3, which are this teal, pink and white. But I think you can get them as like a set of 3 teal and a set of 3 white and a set of 3 pink, if you so wish. So I'm just going through bits and pieces that I got out thinking I would use. And then I realised that I had these lovely foam thickers to use as a title. So I just cut the one that says, "We'll be friends forever." And that's going to go at the top. So when I put that at the top, it means the cluster that I was going to use won't fit there. And then one of the title blocks at the bottom, one of the titles from the embellishment pack, it says TTFN, which I've put underneath the photograph, and it says "Ta-ta for now." And it was appropriate because as we was leaving the park, Winnie the Pooh and friends was waving us goodbye, so that's why I thought I'd use that down at the underneath the photograph. So as usual, I have punched 3 circles out of pattern paper, scraps of pattern paper, and I'm going to distress the edges, and those are going to where my clusters are going to be. So I'm going to put one at the top left of my photograph, one underneath my photograph near where I've put the word TTFN, and one behind the little bear on your bottom right of the screen with the journaling tag. And on the journaling tag, all I've put was where we were and the month and the year. So that was, we're at Magic Kingdom, and it was June 2022. So I'm just going to add some Scott and 3D foam to this middle embellishment. I've put an embellishment at the top which got EO on, which says, "After all, one can't complain, I have my friends." And then I'm going through the 12 by 12 sticker sheet just to find a few bits and pieces. I didn't really want to do a lot of embellishment on this page, so I found the 2 of the floral pieces, and I've just added them to the top left and the bottom right of my design. So I've just very gently removed the bottom cluster, and then I can put the flower underneath and add that over the top. And it works, sits perfectly. And then I will go through my sticker sheet, I think. Yes, I go through my sticker sheet and I find some hearts that I'm going to dot around the page. Find some hearts I'm going to dot around the page. So I've got a few around the page, and then I also add some brads as well. And like I said, this is a sketch designed by Sandra Lee for 30 Days of Sketches, Serial 17. Again, I will leave a link in the description box below, so you can go and check out all the other designers and all the other sketches that you can use. So here I'm just showing you, I've put the circle and a few close-ups of the cluster, the hand stitch circle I've put. Again, I've changed the photograph to a 6x4, which I think works well with this sketch. And here are a few close-ups. Please like and subscribe to our channel. If you have any comments, please leave them below, and we will get back to you as soon as I can. I will leave all the descriptions and links in the description box below. Thank you for stopping by. Till next time, bye.